You got my English name in there.
I had to.
Yeah, for the record, English name, not middle name. Sorry. So my poem's called My Engineering Complex. A boy wrote me a song once. It wasn't a love song, but it was for me. Inspired by me. Left in my messages for me to find when I woke up one morning. When he wrote me a song, it took me 4 whole days to read it. And even when I did, I let the words get swept away like driftwood. Because what did they mean anyway? I wasn't worthy of inspiring a song. Especially not with him. A high school fling that was never meant to last. My brother tells me all the time that I'm going to change the world. But he's my brother. He wears his unconditional love and pride as a blindfold. The pedestal he places me on makes my stomach turn, and I am concerned that this is where I get my fear of heights from. Because his praise must be wrong. I mean, look at me with my high tops and my too wide smile, so small compared to all the big things around me. I am an engineer, so I think that I can fix things. I shoulder responsibility like a backpack filled with textbooks of unsolved problems. Problems like terrorism or family politics, or even people worrying. Especially worrying. I spend sleepless nights worrying about people in my life staying up worrying. I see each of these problems as a Rubik's Cube, a puzzle. If I could only find the right algorithm, they would all be resolved. And each day that I don't find the correct equation, the backpack gets a little heavier. The strap's a little tighter, pinching my shoulders until the pain is a part of me, until I can no longer remember what my weight felt like on its own. Maybe that's why I can't take the compliments. Can't see myself through their eyes. Because they don't see how far I truly am from solving it all. And I know what you're going to say. It's not my job. I am not responsible for someone else's emotions and happiness. But what if I can't accept that? Every problem has a solution, it has to, and I can solve this. I can solve this. I have to be able to solve this. So when my family argues, as all families do, the little me in my brain grabs a marker and a whiteboard. She maps out the connections, the equations, the reasons. Little me stares at the board until it's 3 a.m. I can solve this, I can solve this, I can solve this, I can solve this, why can't I solve this? And now my brain is crowded with whiteboards and storyboards, and the little me in my brain is walking in circles just so she can see it all. And as she turns and turns and turns, the colors and shapes start to blur together until I can no longer distinguish one thing from the next, and my body sinks to her steps. As she moves faster, so does my heartbeat, my breath. Until I can't breathe, can't think, can't even stand up straight because the weight on my back is too much and I just want to take off the backpack. But every time I try, the straps only tighten, and now that's another problem I can't solve. How to get this damn pack off my back. So my breathing speeds up, little me spins faster until I have simply lost track of where I am and what time it is. And that is how a panic attack feels. At least for me. And although it inevitably passes and the straps loosen on my shoulders, it also comes back. Maybe after a week, maybe after a month, but eventually those straps tighten until I can no longer ignore them, until I can no longer ignore the problems that need solving. Recently I started admitting that this is an issue, that I shouldn't be incapable of listening to the good things people say to me, that I shouldn't hold myself accountable for other people's problems. I think it's time that I started to hear their voices. The voices of my friends, my family. I am nowhere near perfect. But perfection isn't what made a boy write me a song. When I step away from the whiteboards and equations, those lyrics are still about me. The backpack is still strapped to my shoulders. Little me still sits in my brain, marker in hand. And I still struggle with the pedestal I am often placed on. But I think it's about time I got over my fear of heights. Thank you.